Hey class, so today's lesson is operations with integers. So the capital I represents integers, and we talked about that yesterday. So all the negative whole numbers, and then including 0, and then all the positive numbers, and it keeps going to infinity. So we're working with integers, and sometimes it can be confusing. And what do the signs mean? So when we have positive integers, they might say adding or addition, increasing. Okay, so that means going up. Plus, they might say earn money. Okay, when we look at negative integers, we're talking about subtracting, decreasing. They might say minus or going down, money spent or money owed. Okay, those are all would be negative integers. So here it says adding and subtracting of integers. Hint, try to make the question make sense. Think about money borrowed, which is like subtracting money right from your account because you're borrowing money, and then sorry, or money earned, so you're adding money, or I like to think of it as temperature, so temperature going up or temperature going down, subtracting. Okay, so these examples right here, it's -5 outside, but it's going up 2 degrees, so it's getting 2 degrees warmer, so it's going to be -3 now outside. Okay, going down to B, it's 1 degree, but it's going down 6 degrees tonight, so now it's going to be -5. Okay, C, it's -3, but the temperature is not going to change overnight, so it's staying -3. D, it's 5 degrees outside, and it's going down 11 degrees, so it means it's going to get colder, so our new temperature is -6. E says it's -6 outside, and it's going to go down 5 more degrees, so our new temperature is -11. And then the last one, it's -8 degrees outside, and it's going down 2 more degrees, so our new temperature is -10. Okay. So what happens when we have back-to-back signs? If the signs are different, you're going to replace it with a negative sign. So for example, look, we have back-to-back signs right here. We have a positive and a negative. So it says replace with a negative sign. Okay? So this one would actually be -5 minus 2. And then if you did the math, you would end up with -7. My internet froze for a sec. So -5 minus 2 is -7. This next one, we have back-to-back signs, a positive and a negative. And once again, it says when the signs are different, replace with a negative sign. So this is going to be replaced. So it's going to be -8 minus 3. Okay, and then if you did the math there, -8 minus 3 gives you -11. Then this one, we have a positive and a negative, so we're going to replace with a negative. So this is really 7 minus 2. And that's easy. 7 minus 2 is 5. Okay, and last one, positive and a negative, so replace it with a negative. So this is really saying 8 minus 11, and that's going to give you -3. Remember, pause when you need, okay? So back-to-back signs. If the signs are the same, we are going to add them, okay? So right here, it says -7 minus -4. So that means we're really adding. So this is actually saying 7 plus 4, okay? And if you were to add that up, it'd be 11. The next one is saying -8 minus -3. Well, 2 negatives make a positive. So this is actually saying -8 plus 3. Okay, so if you figured that out, -8 plus 3 would give you -5. And the last one says 8 plus +2. So we're going to replace with just one positive. So that's actually saying 8 plus 2, and that gives you 10. Okay. So if the signs are the same, you replace with a positive sign, okay? 2 negatives make a positive, 2 negatives make a positive, 2 positives make a positive. This other one, the signs are different. So when they're different, you replace with a negative sign. Negative and a positive, negative. Negative and a positive, negative. Negative and a positive, negative. Positive and negative, negative. Okay? So now we're going to do some multiplication. So it says, remember, if the signs are the same, the answer is positive, just like what we just did. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. So these rules that we just learned with back-to-back signs, like all of these, it means the exact same thing. Okay? So here, let's do a positive times a positive. Okay? The signs are the same. Your answer is going to be positive. If we do a positive times a negative, okay? And they can be switched, okay? You could have the negative here and the positive here. It doesn't matter. It's still the same. Okay, so when it's one of each, your answer is negative. Same thing goes with dividing. A positive times a positive negative. Blah, I'll be okay. A positive divided by a positive is a positive. A negative divided by a negative is also positive. Okay? And then here we can have a positive divided by a negative. Our answer is negative. Or you could have had vice versa. Negative divided by a positive. And your answer is negative. Okay? So let's do some examples together. So over here, we have -5 times -4. Well, negative and a negative make a positive. And now we just do 5 times 4, which gives us, positive 20. That was a bad 20, okay? Next one, we have a positive because there's no sign in front of it, so let's assume that it's positive, because if they wanted it to be negative, they would have put a negative sign there. So here we have a positive divided by a negative. So one of each, our answer is negative. And then 15 divided by 5 gives us 3. So the answer is -3. Next one. We have a negative divided by a negative. So negative and negative make it a positive. And now we can do the numbers. We have 20 divided by 2. And that gives us 10. So it's positive 10. Last but not least, positive, because there's nothing there, times a positive here. Our answer is positive. And 6 times 4 gives us 24. Okay, so one thing, when you do go to write these, the ones that are positive, you do not have to keep positive. You could just write 20. That's a 20, okay? This one, you can just write 10. This one, you can write 24, okay? You don't have to put the positives in front. I was just showing you. Okay? And now that's it for the lesson. So you're just doing the work.